Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? So what we're going to be talking about today is a video that I saw and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Shame, know your name. So an Islamic scholar who lives here in America saying dogs are haram, okay, off limits. And if you want to convert to Islam, you have to ditch your furry best friend first. Really? I'm not buying it. Especially after an experience that I had just last week, okay? We had a handyman come to the house and he happened to be Muslim. And he was playing fetch with my dogs, literally. And we had long drawn out conversation, the sweetest guy you ever met. And he was, talking about how he came to this country and stuff like that. And, just talking about life in general. And my dogs were all over him and he was just loving it. And he really got along with Gemma, and, Gemma's 10 months old. She's 70 pounds. And, and he was just like, oh my God, I love this dog so much. And I'm like, well, she obviously loves you, and you know how dogs can sense if people are good or if they are evil, right? Well, Gemma was just all over him, and so was Penelope, and so was Ridley. And I was just like, oh my gosh, and even the cats were, like coming up to him and being like, who are you? So, and he was playing with my dogs like they were his own. So I want to talk about this because are dogs really against Islam? Or is this just one guy's take? Because I really want to stir the pot today because I've talked about Islam many, many times. And I know quite a few people in my personal life who are Muslim. Two of my doctors are Muslim. One of my greatest friends, she used to be Muslim and she converted to Christianity. Okay. And now I have this handyman in our lives. And, he's just a really great guy. And his name is Kelly. And I was just like, oh my God, and then I see this video and I'm like, wait a minute. Something's not, adding up here. Why is this guy saying this thing, but yet I have a handyman in my house and he's loving up on my dogs as if they were his. Make this make sense, right? Take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, you should get rid of the dog, generally dogs, if they're used for security, then they are permissible. But to have them as a pet will not be permissible according to the Hanafi school of thought. So I would advise you find a way to get rid of the dog. Allah.
So here's the deal. Okay, so this scholar is, if that's what you want to call it, I can't fathom calling someone a scholar unless they're actually a scholar. Okay, you have to have, let me see the receipts for me to call you a scholar. Anyway, so he says that dogs are impure in Islam, saying something about their saliva being najis, Najis. Well, I've always been told, right, and I'm sure, I don't know if you've ever heard the same thing, but that dog's saliva is actually healing. So I'll go on. So, and they said that they have to avoid houses with dogs. And I'm like, okay, well then why was my handyman all up in my dog's mix? You know what I mean? So, this is based on some old sayings of the Prophet called hadiths, Hadiths. So they're so serious that they're telling new converts to get rid of their dogs. Hang on just a minute. Wait, y'all. I mean, that's a hard no for me. Okay, not like I would ever convert. I would never leave Catholicism. But in America, did you know that there's 70 million Americans that have dogs? That's right. 70 million Americans have dogs. Shout out to every single one of us that have dogs, okay? They are family, they are therapy, even heroes for our veterans. So, what's the full story here? I'm serious. What is the full story? Because me personally, I can't live without my little fur babies. I can't do it. Okay? You guys saw how tore up I was months ago when my little miss passed. She was 18 years old and she had heart failure and it killed me. Okay? And then we happened to rescue Gemma. And now she's 10 months old and 70 pounds. And she's a moose. But, I mean, last week when my handyman, awesome guy, okay, happens to be Muslim. And he came here because he's going to be redoing my attic with insulation and the, what are the air vents? Not the vents, the air ducts, okay? He sees my dogs, and the next thing you know, he's in the backyard with a ball with Gemma. Okay, laughing, totally chill. Didn't seem haram to him. You know what I mean? And it got me thinking, maybe this dog hating rule isn't the whole picture. At least not for some of them. So I did homework, right? Because you know me, I dig. Turns out Islam's not like a one size fits all on the dogs. The Quran itself, okay. So loves dogs, but there's a story in Surah, and that's Surahl, Kaf, Kahf, about a loyal dog gardening holy sleepers. And you can eat what a trained dog catches, says a verse. But some of this hadiths call dogs impure, saying you lose good deeds for keeping one as a pet. Okay. So that's where the scholar is coming in. But here's the other side of it. Scholars like this Khalid Abu El Fadl, I think that's how you say his name, he's got a dog named Honey. Say those hadiths are iffy, all right? Maybe even made up. Others say guard dogs, service dogs, or outdoor dogs are totally fine. And nobody in Islam is okay with being cruel to animals. Well, first of all, if you are cruel to an animal or to a kid, I'm going to have my way with you. Okay? But there's a story about a woman going to paradise for saving a thirsty dog. So here's why this hits home. Here in America, dogs are more than pets. They are lifelines. For veterans, for folks with anxiety, for families like mine. Ridley is my ESA, okay? And if you know my Ridley, he is going to be 14 years old next month, okay? And he is a wolf hybrid, okay? He's red wolf mixed with golden retriever and shepherd. So telling someone like me or anybody to ditch their dog to join a faith, I'm going to ditch you before I ditch my dog. Okay? I mean, that feels like a wall and not a welcome. Okay? So, I mean, like when Kelly, my handyman, showed me that Muslims can love dogs too, so maybe the scholar's view is just one piece of a bigger puzzle. Live and let love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, freedom to believe and keep your dog, that's the American way. Right on? So what do you guys think? I mean, are dogs haram, or is this scholar just have a hair on his ass and missing the bigger picture? Drop a comment, please. And bonus points if you've got a dog story with a Muslim friend of yours. And please hit the subscribe button for more real talk and check out my latest video. And stay kind and keep your doggies and your kitties, please, too, close. All right. And I'll see you in the next one. All right. You guys just have a wonderful day. Okay. Fearless and God bless. Ciao.